Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica DeVos, and I will be one of your child's geometry teachers this year. If you want to go ahead and guess how many triangles there are in that picture, you can go right ahead, or else I'm just going to go ahead and move on. My contact information is shown on your screen right now. If you ever need anything, do not hesitate to email me. My website is also on the screen right now. If you click on that, you can find it from the slide deck, or you can find it from the About Me page on the VVSD website. This has plenty of resources for both you and your student, ranging from help desk to other resources for mental health, course-specific information, and also family information for our family members. A little bit about me is that I love Disney World a lot. I direct the theater musical here at RHS. I went to Illinois University, played the clarinet, and I really, really love math.
Hi everyone, I am Miss Sayre. If your student is in period 3, 5A of geometry this year with Miss DeVos, I will also be with your student in there. This is my contact info. Feel free to reach out whenever you need to. I am here to help out. And same thing during office hours and things like that. A little bit about me. I am one of the more support staff teachers. I am on the special ed side of things. So if your student has a 504, an IEP, I'm here to help out and I'm here to assist. I have been the head bowling coach for boys the past 2 years. And this year I took on JV girls and boys tennis. I went to Bowling Green State University in Ohio, and I am just a big fan of music.
All right, this semester we will be using Remind as our main method of communication with your student. It's a text-based app where they can message us and we can respond very quickly back to them. If you would like to join Remind, you can as well using the code on your screen. So texting the number 81010 and the message at GO35A, you can join as a parent and also communicate with us through texting. Next, we are also communicating with newsletters this year. So if you'd like to take a look at those, you can click the link in the slides. Or you received an email about this about 2 weeks ago. So that newsletter is located here with lots of information and links for you to click on and check over with anything that we are updating you about. So that is going to be coming about every 2 weeks. If you didn't receive this in an email, please reach out and let us know so we can get that fixed. For geometry this year, we are starting with some algebra concepts from last year because we didn't finish it due to the COVID situation. So this year we are focusing on some construction, congruence and similarity, right triangle trig, solid geometry, coordinate geometry, circles, and conditional probability. These skills will hopefully challenge and build your students' algebraic and logic skills, some understanding of geometry, progress-based goals, and hopefully teach them task and problem-based learning. To do that, we are implementing a new curriculum model for geometry this year. This is a continuation of what your student received last year in algebra and also in 8th grade at their middle school in VVSD. This is a problem-based learning platform that pushes their thinking, class discussion, and ensures some clarity with the content. There are student and family support materials on the links on the slide and also on my website. And then we're continuing again this progress from the middle school and algebra levels.
Thank you guys all for coming out to pick up your students' materials. This is a huge help to all of us, selfishly, obviously, in the math department, but for all of your teachers. Picking them up was a huge benefit to them. And I know there was some confusion with some of the books, but as Ms. DeVos just said, we are finishing up the end of the algebra and moving on to the geometry. So thank you guys. And in the future, we may have to have some more pickups, but we know with how smoothly it ran the first time that it will continue. Supplies needed. Your student will need those workbooks. They need their Chromebook. It's more of a benefit when you use the school issued device. We know sometimes issues arise. We do have the tech department here at RHS. So if there is ever a need that arises, they can either reach out to us or they can always just come to RHS. They will need their graphing calculator. They will use it throughout the whole year. There is also an option of the online calculator, which is on our Google Classroom or your student's Google Classroom. If they need any help with that, they can always reach out to us. It's math class, you need pencils and erasers. Highlighters are also a good option to have around just as we're taking notes as we go through. Phone apps that are going to be a benefit to you and your student. Listed on the side, they have Google Classroom, of course, Google Drive, DeVos, another online calculator option, the Remind app, which Ms. DeVos talked about, and their Gmail, their school Gmail account will be a huge benefit. Finally, the technology that we will use in math consistently throughout this whole school year. Again, with the Chromebooks, as we're remote learning right now, who knows what the future holds, but they will definitely need their Chromebook. Again, with their calculator, they will utilize that. If something comes up with the calculator, please reach out to us. We are consistently and constantly posting things to Google Classroom, so they will need to check that out, as well as the DeVos application or website. It's another online calculator, but it's another way for us to show different graphs, and as we move through geometry, work through the different material.
Alrighty, so this school year we will be doing a flipped model learning situation. So students will be on Zoom sessions live with us practicing, doing math. We can help them out, we can give them feedback, but we are gonna expect them to do some ed puzzles at home. What an ed puzzle is it's a guided video that has questions embedded within the video for them to answer throughout. So what they'll be doing is answering those questions for us, giving us some information, learning some of the content with the video, and then when they come to us on Zoom, we'll be discussing it in great detail and practicing it in great detail. So what the homework will look like for this class is those ed puzzles. They are located on Google Classroom. We'll be assigning them very clearly to your student, and they should know exactly what they need to do to complete them. Those ed puzzles are super helpful to be needed for the next Zoom sessions. Your student grades will be monitored this year by quick progress checks for the most part. The other options will be cool downs or other formative grades that'll go in that 10% category that's a little bit less weight in their grade book. The heavy hitters this year are quick progress checks, which are going to be about every week to 2 weeks. They're about 3 lessons per quick progress check, and they're about 3 questions. So each week or every 2 weeks or so, we will give those assessments and we will grade them on the following scale. So beginning would mean that they don't know how to start it or get started on their own. They need a lot of support. That's a 55%. Approaching is they have some understanding and need more support. That's about a 73%. Proficient is they've mastered the targets without support, maybe missing a couple errors here and there. And your excelling is they've mastered the target and they can teach someone else. That's your 95% and 100%. These are the only 5 grades you'll see in the student's grade book. So you can pretty closely tie a grade to what that means. So if you're ever referencing a grade in the grade book and you don't know what it means, you can reference this slideshow and see exactly what we mean by that number. So that number does have a direct correlation to what the student can do. So just know that we are doing this proficiency rating this year. And for your student grades, they will be posted in Infinite Campus. There is an app for Infinite Campus if you don't already have this. So feel free to download that. This will be updated about 1 to 2 weeks. Every time we get an ed puzzle or a QPC or anything in class that we choose to put in the gradebook, you'll see it in Infinite Campus.
Okay, sorry about that. So moving on to tutoring opportunities. You know, with us being e-learning, there are a lot of different opportunities still for your student to get that extra help. You know, there's still, they can just Google a problem. There's peer tutoring. They can work with each other. There's a million different videos on Khan Academy that can help them out. There's IXL, Quizlet. There are a ton of options for Quizlet where they can even go through and tutor themselves. Once we're hopefully back to school, there are, of course, before and after school opportunities with that. But of course, reach out to Ms. DeVos or myself, depending on what class you're in, and we can help out with that. Office hour information. So speaking of that tutoring time, the tutoring period begins, it's around 12:45 and ends around 2:15. So students can sign up for a 15-minute session and meet with either Ms. DeVos or myself or the both of us in a small group setting. You can just click on this when you've got the slide deck open for more information on that. You just sign up for that period, let us know. If they have any troubles with that, they can, of course, just shoot us an email. The both of us would be great. That way we're on the same page with things. But they are, of course, welcome to do that, to get a hold of us. Any way you can reach out is great. If you do have any questions, just like I was saying, so there's Ms. DeVos's information again. There's my information again. There's Ms. DeVos's math website, and there's a virtual classroom. If you guys have any questions at any time, if you or your student have any questions, please reach out to us. We're here to help. We want to get through this e-learning kind of weird time altogether. So we want it to be as smooth as possible, and we are here to help you out. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.